Good morning, Willow Springs. I'm Mia Ray.
And I'm Chloe Smith.
This is a Coon Run 6th period class, and WSMS News starts now.
Finals are approaching quickly.
If you missed the chance to attend the Stop the Bleed training, we will offer it again next semester. We take a look at why and how we train students and staff to save someone in an emergency.
Only a few weeks left and 2020 is over. Hard to believe you're already thinking about New Year's resolutions. What's yours?
2 beloved staff members won't be back next semester.
Our varsity volleyball Lady Leopards are on the road to another state victory.
And 2 8th grade cross-country girls finished neck and neck to take district champ and runner-up.
All this and more coming up on WSMS News.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Welcome back. This is Willow Springs News. We have had a warming trend this week. It's all changing. Here's our weather crew with the details.
Hi, I'm Margaret Chester here with this week's local weather. Over the past week, we have finally saw a nicer and warmer weather trend that will start to drop coming into the weekend. A major front is moving in today and this evening with rain expected to cover most of North Texas. Temperatures will remain in the mid-50s for the early part of next week and up to the 40s for the lows.
A changing jet stream pattern is expected later this week, so while the plains will be cooling off, the east should be expecting some mild temperatures. Also in the central U.S., a new storm system could be developing. Some cool celestial events happening soon, including meteor showers, and 2 of the biggest planets will be making a super conjunction.
Thanks, Mika. And now for our top story. Almost 12 years ago, the worst shooting in America took the world by storm. Now we have programs like Stop the Bleed to help us in times of danger.
Now, you guys know who I am, right?
It was an eye-opening experience for dozens of students gathered in the cafeteria here at WSMS.
You're going to twist as much as you can, and it's going to hurt, and like you said, they're going to cuss you out and take it off.
Our school marshal took the stage explaining how to stop someone from bleeding to death before paramedics arrive.
So this class is called Stop the Bleed, and it's put on by the American College of Surgeons. It's a pretty cool class. It's good to know this stuff, especially in, sadly to say, the world we live in.
Stop the Bleed is a nationwide campaign to train bystanders in an event of an emergency. The initiative grew after the Sandy Hook school shooting in 2012.
Some 400 children, kindergartners to 4th graders, went to Sandy Hook Elementary School today to learn and play. 20 would die.
The anniversary is next Monday, December 14th. It was the deadliest school shooting in American history.
It only takes less than 5 minutes to bleed to death.
It can be anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how severe it is.
Some of those kids might have survived if someone inside the school had done basic emergency procedures.
They bleed too much. The reason for that, they panic and they don't know what to do to stop the bleed.
But the reality is, you can use this for many situations in life.
They can use it for anything that they ever do. It doesn't have to be life-threatening events such as an active shooter, but if that ever happened, they would know what to do. And it could be anything from just getting a major laceration, washing dishes. You know how to stop it.
7th grade math teacher Marissa Reason saved her friend's life on a boating accident.
And some of our friends were in a jet skiing accident, and she sliced open her arm at least half of the way. And we had to use something, we didn't know what at the time, to use a tourniquet to stop the bleeding. And I used a bungee cord from a jet ski.
Many Willow Springs students were interested in Stop the Bleed.
An emergency situation, like how to handle it, and if something happens, I know like how to help someone.
Because I thought it would be good for like my career, because I kind of want to be a surgeon when I'm older, and I thought it could really help me.
I watch my baby sister quite a bit, so if she ever like had an emergency and I needed to help her, then I could do that.
Lovejoy ISD decided to get these kits and train teachers and students after another school shooting in Parkland, Florida on Valentine's Day in 2018.
The safety packages include plastic gloves, gauze, and tourniquets.
Aguirre used his own arm to demonstrate how to apply the tourniquet to an imaginary wound, and the students took turns.
You're going to put it here, and you're going to twist one more time.
If you're the person that got shot and someone was doing this onto you,
oh.
Sorry. Awesome. Good job.
you get the 2 gunshots.
Do I do both of them?
Yep.
Just put packing around it and hold pressure around it.
Several students seemed surprised and grateful for what they had learned.
I think that's really cool because usually you just ask for an adult's help and to ask them, but really now you can just ask for the kids and that has more responsibility.
My mom kind of told me like what it was about, and I thought it was really cool how like kids could like change the future.
I think what's intriguing is that how quite a few people want to do it. I think it's really cool. Just how they're teaching us at this young age how to like help just in case of like an emergency.
We never know when there's a day we'll have to save someone. By learning how to stop the bleed, it gives us a chance. For WSMS News, I'm Mia Ray.
And I'm Chloe Smith. On Monday, our varsity volleyball team won yet again and are headed to the state finals. Here is WSMS Sports.
Ava Easley and Kimball Lester led the pack in the girls' last 800-meter race, running neck and neck to the finish. Ava Easley is district champion with Campbell Lester as district runner-up. Emerson Runyons got 9th and Mia Ray 10th.
I'm Campbell Lester here with Coach Littlefield. And how do you think the cross-country season went?
It went really well, especially considering we had all the COVID stuff. Our 7th and 8th grade group has been working since August. They've come on breaks. They've come just the whole season and really gotten a lot better this year.
So, yeah, in what ways have they've improved and just what have they done to really push themselves to be better?
Like I said, we've got really an excited bunch of kids, and they would come to early practices. If we couldn't practice here at the middle school, they would come to celebration. We had to run this course here at Willow Springs several times, and every single meet, it seems like every kid improved and got better. So I'm really excited about both the 7th and 8th grade, girls and boys. It's a really, really talented group.
And how did the last meet go? Do you think everyone just finished out and pushed themselves at the end?
Yeah, most people had their best times. The boys team, the 8th grade boys, completely dominated. They are probably going to be the next state champs at Lovejoy for our cross-country program. And then the girls, same thing. We had, of course, Campbell and Ava led the way and had an awesome race, both of them breaking 13 minutes, which is a really big deal. And then Mia Ray and Emerson, both in the top 10. So that was really, really awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm McKinley Seib here with Campbell Lester, and I heard y'all had your last cross-country game on Tuesday. How did that go?
Yes, it went really good. We all finished really well. I think we did our best for our last meet.
I heard you got second. Was it hard getting to second?
I definitely wasn't expecting it. I was just trying to get third, but I got second instead.
What's something that you had to keep thinking about in order to push through and make your goals?
I was just thinking about how was our last meet, and I just wanted to finish off as good as I could. So.
And was your team happy with the outcome of how your last meet went?
I think, yeah, we all did our best, and I think we all really pushed ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
Here's who finished in the boys. Will Carlson is district champion, Jack Thompson got runner-up, and Tyler Moorfield got 4th. Our undefeated high school varsity team plays against Greenville in the playoffs tonight, and 8th grade football Leopards players are being recognized at the game. The Lady Leopards volleyball team played in the semifinals on Monday. They played amazing against Grapevine at Capel High School, and the #1 high school volleyball team in the nation is on to state again. Basketball tryouts are over. Great job to everyone that tried out. The basketball teams will play their first game when we come back from winter break.
After week 13 of the NFL is put in the books, the NFC standings are shaken up after Colt McCoy led the Giants to a 4-game win streak with their latest win against Seahawks, 17-12. And the football team adds the blemish to the Steelers' record on Monday night with a score of 23-17, leaving the Cowboys at the bottom of the rankings in arguably the worst division in NFL history. Though a Cowboy playoff run is still a possibility if they win out and they get a win in East Rutherford against the Giants in Week 17. The Cowboys currently sit at a record of 3-9 after Week 13 loss to the Ravens. And the Houston Rockets complete a blockbuster trade with the Washington Wizards, with both teams trading their star players, with John Wall being sent to Houston and Russell Westbrook on his way to D.C. These two superstars will debut this February. college teams give their last couple efforts in hopes of qualifying for the annual college football playoff, with the chance of winning the national championship. A couple teams competing for the final spot include Florida University, Texas A&M, Cincinnati, and Clemson. The 3 teams with guaranteed spots to this point in the season include Alabama, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. Florida will face Alabama in the SEC championship at the end of the season. That's it for National Sports. Back to you.
Thanks, boys. The coronavirus cases are causing shutdowns again, and the CDC changes its criteria on quarantining. Here's a look at headline news to find out how our district is adjusting.
Hi, I'm Race Wallace. And I'm Avery Schooner with Headline News. Coronavirus cases continue to rise across the nation. The U.S. nears an average of 200,000 cases a day. Experts say that the surge is because behavior in cold weather and people are in closer contact because people are being forced to stay inside. And the state of California is now under another lockdown. Frisco ISD reports a spike in cases with over 360 in 2 weeks following Thanksgiving. In our districts, our numbers remain low. The CDC just changed its guidelines for how long you need to stay in quarantine. Will this affect our district? Principal Parker explains.
Formerly, we used to have to stay home for 14 days no matter what, and then you come back on the 15th day. Now, you can come back on the 11th day, so you have to quarantine for 10 days if you're not showing any symptoms, if you don't get tested, so you do not have to get tested. However, you can also come back a little bit earlier if you do go get tested, but you cannot get tested until after the 5th day of being quarantined. So you get exposed on the 5th day, you can get tested, assuming you still have no symptoms and your test comes back negative, you can come back on the 8th day. So you have to stay home for 7 days, and you can come back on the 8th day if you do get tested and you're negative and no symptoms. We have a lot of close contacts, but we don't have many positive cases. But here at school, we're going to continue doing the things that we're doing because it seems like they're really working. But you can wear a mask, you can socially distance, you can do what we're asking you to do. I know it's not fun to walk in one way in a hallway, but it works. And what we're doing is working because we're not face-to-face with people all day long. It's 10% of a campus, which would be approximately 60 students here to shut down Willow Springs. But then you also look at the district. The district has I think somewhere around 2,500 students. So we're looking at 250 positive cases district-wide, then we would shut down the district. And we're a long ways from that. We've not had that many total. We're nowhere near that happening.
Operation Warp Speed is in the process of distributing millions of vaccines to states. Texas officials say we could get the COVID vaccines as early as Monday. Health officials say most Americans should be able to get vaccinated by the spring. The second richest man in the world says he's planning on moving to Texas. Elon Musk says he's leaving California because he likes the idea that Texas does not collect state income or capital gains tax from individuals. Tesla, which is owned by Musk, says he's building a new power plant outside of Austin.
When we come back, we talk to 2 staff members who are leaving WSMS.
But first, a commercial break.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell.
Welcome to Entertainment. I'm Brooklyn.
And I'm Bo. This year's Fine Arts is going to be looking a lot different due to COVID-19. The Fine Arts Festival will be a virtual event this year. On the 12th, there's cheer, color guard, and dance. On the 13th, choir, 14th, orchestra, 15th, band, 16th, theater, and lastly, on the 17th, there's community showcase. All these events will happen at 6 p.m.
Good job to everyone who participated in teacher trivia last week. Overall, most of the classes did a very good job on guessing who the teachers were. Now on to this week's teacher trivia.
Thank you for playing teacher trivia. Our answers for the last teacher trivia were Coach Yeager, Mr. Goff, and Mr. Sadler. Here are the results for last teacher trivia. Now for this week's teacher trivia. The first teacher this is their 5th year at WSMS. They just joined 7th grade ELA teaching this year, and the kids have been in Lovejoy since kindergarten. For the second teacher, this is her 22nd year of teaching. She teaches concert band, and she's teaching beginning tuba and beginning clarinet at Sloan Creek. For the third teacher, new to WSMS but not to Lovejoy, she taught 5th grade math for 3 years, and she's a 7th grade and 8th grade math teacher. And that's all for teacher trivia.
Sadly, Mrs. Caton's time at WSMS is coming to an end. She is a 7th grade ELAR teacher and helps with NJHS. She has been at this school for over 8 years, and we just wanted to say a thank you to her to show our appreciation.
So I have a lot of favorite parts about teaching at Lovejoy, and one of them is just getting to know the kids over the years, but I love watching you guys do your sports, football and cheerleading and volleyball, basketball, whatever it is. I've really enjoyed seeing you guys off the court just as much as in the classroom. Several best memories come from this year. One was Miss Bellows and I got to announce the 7th grade boys football game, and needless to say, neither of us know much about football, so we had a really good time, and I'm not sure that we necessarily called the game right. And then another one of my favorite memories is getting to work with the National Junior Honor Society and all the amazing teachers here at Willow Springs. The Lovejoy community has impacted me in so many ways, like the amazing parents that we have are supportive of their teachers, and the support that we have, the students who work. I mean, y'all push yourself so hard, and the Lovejoy community just as a whole that supports each other anytime anybody has had a struggle, man, the whole district shows up to help. It's definitely a family feel.
We also learned that Miss LaGrange will be leaving at the end of semester 2.
Well, the last 4 years I went back to school and am going to get my certificate in teaching. So I'm at the point now that I get to start my student teaching. So that's why I'm leaving. I will start my student teaching in Wiley ISD at Witt Elementary. I've truly enjoyed being in the same district that my kids went to school, as well as within the community of seeing kids in my neighborhood who I work with every day. And so it's been amazing.
She's been with Lovejoy for 15 years, being an instruction and inclusion aide for the last 9 years. Both teachers will be surely missed. So far, plans are still on to hold academic UIL competitions next semester. We will make sure and keep you updated on tryouts.
And we also plan to have another club day in January, and career day is in this February. This is the last announcements for the year, and it's hard to believe that 2020 will be over in 3 weeks.
And that had us thinking about our New Year's resolution. Here is this week's News or Snooze.
I'm here with Owen. What are your New Year's resolutions?
My New Year's resolution is to get a lot more Fortnite solo wins. I've been really good at that. I want to improve.
I'm Chloe Smith or Zane Kaczynski. So what are your New Year's resolutions, Zane?
In Fortnite, I need to get better at my building and editing skills. They've been pretty rusty lately, and me and my team have been working really good.
Hey, I'm here with Timmy. So what are your New Year's resolutions?
Get taller.
Why?
Because
I feel like you're already pretty tall, though.
I want to be taller.
How tall do you want to be?
I don't know. 6 something.
How tall are you right now?
5'7".
I'm here with Hazen. Hazen, what are your New Year's resolutions?
My New Year's resolutions would probably be to get even better grades and just hopefully get COVID to go away.
What grades are you aiming for?
95 or above.
I'm here with Conrad. Conrad, what are your New Year's resolutions?
To grow better in every single thing possible, such as school and athletics, and keep improving everywhere I can.
What are you aiming for in which sports?
Hoping to get better in football and in basketball.
All right, thank you. Good luck. I'm here with Olaf. Olaf, what are your New Year's resolutions?
I'll be doing whatever snow does in summer.
All right, thank you.
I haven't decided my New Year's resolution. I just want 2020 to be over.
Same. It's really hard to believe that this is our last announcement of the year. Stay safe, Leopards.
Hope everyone has a great winter break.
We will see you next year. And remember, Leopards roar as one. Roar.
Sure, it's Christmas once more.